taking the day. There's an oddity in my way. I don't seem to care for what I did before. Playing tennis in a thunderstorm, sipping gin till the break of dawn. Yeah, I'm on a new vacation, baby. Swinging in a stereo mood. I'm giving every last minute to you. This time I don't want no ordinary, baby. I'm sitting at a table for two. Fundamentally I'm breaking the rules. I want no ordinary. I've been holding it back just to see what a solitary life can bring. Ooh, I've got a one-way ticket to another ride, and I've been hoping on a silver lining. Been hanging at the musical drive-in, oh, but I'm bringing it back to basics. Taking it easy as I learn to need it. Taking the freeway as I learn to freely seize it. Oh, baby, I'm swinging in a stereo mood. I'm giving every last minute to you. This time I don't want no ordinary, baby. I'm sitting at a table for two. Fundamentally I'm breaking the rules. I want no ordinary. Took a moment just to handle what was on the line. Broke a rhythm that I found that was out of time. Just the beat and stop believing that you see it through. So now I know it's down to you. Yeah, I'm leaving it down to you, baby. I'm swinging in a stereo mood. I'm giving every last minute to you. Yeah, I don't want no ordinary, baby. I'm sitting at a table for two. Fundamentally, I'm breaking the rules. I don't want no ordinary, baby. I'm swinging in a stereo mood. I'm giving every minute to you. I don't want no ordinary, baby. I'm sitting at a table for two. Fundamentally, I'm breaking the rules. I want no ordinary.
Hello, kids! I'm here today with the Tone King. Not Lewis, not the Tone King. A Tone King. The Gremlin, which Harry Holden and I, we checked out over a year ago in the little lab from Peter Arendt at Boutique Amps Distribution, and were already blown away, and then COVID hit, and, you know, schedules were pushed back, and now here's the Gremlin. Let me move this piece of crap thing here. I mean, what can I tell you about it? Very little, cause the freaking little amp it's got two knobs and an input, and it doesn't even have a lot of shit in the back. It's got a knob, and the thing goes out to an amp, and you can turn it on. What else do you want to know? There, video done. Sounds great. Obviously, wouldn't be my video if I didn't go into ridiculous depth. 5 watt, and not as cheap as you would want a 5 watt amp to be. This thing clocks in at, I think, over €1,000, maybe 1,200, something like this. Well, the reason for that, and that's without the cab, that's just the head, and you're gonna scratch your head and say, Henning, but that's insane because it's a 5 watt amp. And you might be right, but you might be wrong. Tone King amps usually clock in at way over 2,000. My Sky King, which is my go-to pedal platform, which I only use on the Clean channel already, clocks in at 3,500. So getting a Tone King down in price with the quality that they put in, it wasn't easy. Now, I'm not going to justify $1,200 or whatever it is for a 5-watt amp. We're just going to not mention the price anymore, or except for a couple times in the video. It is ultra reduced. So if you want super boutique tones, you want some of the nicest tone heaven you can get, but at a little bit less money than a ridiculous Tone King, and also at bedroom levels, that could be the thing. Bedroom levels because it's 5-watt? No, all the Tone Kings have attenuators built in. So does this, and that's where it gets really interesting. And right from the get-go, this is not the amp to get if you want the amazing Imperial or Sky King clean. Can it do that? Yes, but the volume will be reduced because with 5-watt, you have to deal with headroom issues. So realistically, you're going into the rhythm or the lead. You're going into the rhythm, right there. This is where you go when you want less gain. This is where you go when you want more gain. Why isn't there a switch, you ask? We will bitch about that. We will switch about the bitch. We will bitch about the switch, of course. So we'll go into the rhythm, get this lower, and that's really all you can do. Pick your input for the level of gain. You pick your volume, which of course is, well, gain as well, because it's pushing preamp and power amp. And then you have tone, and that's it. And a little green light, which is rather dim, and oftentimes I have to do this to see if it's on or not. So that's something they, I think, should be addressing. Beautiful leather handle. The thing that, when I opened the back to shoot the tubes in the beginning, 2 little ones and 1 big one, and they're of types that you can look up on the website. What the fuck do I know? Hey, I'm getting paid for this. Can you imagine someone's paying me to be this little prepared? Yes, they do. Actually, no. Wait, what am I saying? I'm lying. I am not getting paid for this video. I get the Gremlin, which I requested. I requested not to get paid, and I said, please let me keep the Gremlin, because it's going to be in this room. It's going to sit there, and I have a Tone King in Studio B, which makes me happy. And that rhymed. If you're now saying, who is this idiot? I've never seen him. He's trying to be funny, but he's not. You're correct, sir. So, tone, the volume is gain. And if that's too loud, I had it here when I played the little loop to level it in. And then Leslie was like, holy crap, she ran out of the room. And I had it all the way up on the attenuator in the back. And that is actually the Iron Man 2 attenuator, which for every attenuation stage, it figures in the Fletcher-Munson curves, which means the frequency response changes a bit to retain more bass. And then it's actually going through a completely different discrete set of components for each of the clickies. Now, on the very low, it's not off, which means you cannot run it without a speaker connected, which is a little bit of a bummer because that would be a great amp for on your table to run, like for on your desk, to run the line out into like a Torpedo, a Cab M or something, or directly into your audio interface with a wall of sound or some IR loader, but you cannot. You have to have a cab connected. This doesn't go all the way to 0. And no effects loop, as you can tell, which means all classic-y sounds, and we have to put all the shit in front of it if we want delay and reverb, and we're going to check how good that is. 112 cab with some cool Tone King designed something Celestion, or someone did a speaker for, you're going to make me look. Celestion for Tone King by Celestion by Tone King. So Celestion speaker specifically designed for this cab. I love, of course, the look and they look like old TVs. This is a cool look. You can get these in different Tolexes. You can custom order them at Sweetwater and your local dealer. Go do that if you want it in cool, but I think the cream and the black works for me. I'm playing it right now with this kind of old Tele thing. The brand new Nick Johnson PT Wembley or whatever it's called. I don't even know yet. I have to look that up when I film the video in 20 minutes. Humbucker, in between, single coil, and the, what's it called? Nick Johnson Awesomeness. This is an amazing guitar. So, we're gonna go right here and see how clean it can be. I have pedals on the floor. Make sure there's no buffer in the looper. Nothing's on, and I'm on the humbucker. So here we go with going into the rhythm. How am liking it. Lewitt MTP 440, a rather inexpensive SM58 kind of mic with more low end for about $100. So that's really inexpensive. It's a nice sound. How loud is it? It's very bedroom level. I mean, I'm talking. It's about as loud as I am, and I'm pretty loud, but it's not mind-blowingly loud. And you don't need to attenuate that. And that's the thing. The big Tone King amps with more wattage, they can, of course, give you that clean sound at higher volumes. Do not expect this to fight against a drummer. It's 5 watts. You wouldn't necessarily try that anyway unless your drummer is very quiet, but definitely not in clean. Let's twiddle the knob here. Let's put on some reverb from the Chase Bliss pedal. What am I? Oh! That could be an amazing jazz session amp because it's light, it's small, and it sounds fantastic. If I could, of course, play jazz. Now, we dial that up here, and we get more sparkle. That's a little bit much. And we make that nice with a little bit of analog delay, a little bit of that reverb, and in the middle position. Maybe a little bit too much. A little bit more gain to get a little bit more body. So can the Gremlin do clean? Hell yes it can. But for recording, be warned, when I pumped it into my aux, usually my aux gets big amps. So all the settings were for big amps. And I wasn't getting a lot of output level. So I had to actually go into the aux settings, get a little bit more from the compressor output, a little bit more from the main out, and then I was back to the level I'm used to. So don't crank it up a lot higher if you really want the sparkling clean. With a mic, fine. With an aux, fine, but you have to set up the levels for that, okay? Don't expect your old levels to work. And this is not going to be something at that cleanliness that's going to work beautifully in a band setting because I'm here and my ears are still fine, so... You can hear that it starts to want to scream a bit. Which is really what it's made for. It's an edge of breakup monster. So... Those sounds, as stupid as the open G is, they make me happy. In the beginning of the video, you saw the track. By the way, thank you, Julie, for that amazing song, No Ordinary, that we wrote together. And I had it about here. Lead input was too much. And I played it with the Tonefolks L-Caster and just did that open G. And I was like, oh my God, that's why I became a musician. Those feelings. Now, you can put a delay in front of it, but you have to be careful. It should be rounded off. So an analog delay is probably the best idea. And very low on the mix because the amp is going to compress. The more the amp compresses, the more the delay comes up. I'm going to be careful with my ears. I'm going to put some earpiece, not get paid by them, in at least my right ear because I have a little bit of tinnitus happening there. And I don't want to make it worse. And now we get into levels that are already pretty high. For me, it's not a 100-watt amp. I mean, you guys are probably used more, and you're young people. You gotta say, what heading? I can get a little 5-watt amp from Harley Benton for $200. Surely that's gonna be the same thing. Well, play that Harley Benton, which of course for $200 fine, and play this, and instantly you will hear the resolution, the string separation, it is a different world. So don't be, I'm sorry I gotta say, don't be stupid and assume that that's the same thing. God, this is nice. More. See if it can handle the reverb. If you're careful with the mix levels, yes, it works. So, all the way up on the volume. Now we got volume, and we also have compression and a little bit of that fizzle from power amp distortion. For me, that's too much. Now, if you wanted that and you want that quieter, you just go down a couple clickies. Make the wife happy who wants to watch TV in the room next door. That's pretty nifty. Now let's take it down again. Let's take it up here. And let's see how I can push it with this JHS pedal. Because obviously if you want to use it as a pedal amp. Well, that doesn't suck. There you go. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Moving on into the other channel. Of course, that gives you more gain. And you're thinking, at that price point, why isn't there a switch and just one input? And you'd be thinking, right. I'm bitching hard about that. I don't understand why. Would they have to deliver a foot switch with it? Do what Orange does. Just don't. Done. Because Orange doesn't do that. I don't understand why I have to plug that. They're saying, of course, you can use an ABY switch and then you have a switch and you could go into either that one or that one. But don't have me buy an ABY switch. Just put a switch on it for me. Come on. That's not a cheap amp. And that switch costs $5. $5 after it's installed and the shop has added all their stuff on it. I don't understand. So, bitching over. Lead channel. Let's push it with the left side of the JHS. Now the delay starts to be very cranky. Take the mix down a bit. that's about, let's say, max gain that the amp by itself will bring. Yeah, single coil with the Thomann King Gremlin. But you know what? You record that, and that's hot shit. By the way, I will build a better board. So, I've shown you pretty pictures. You've heard a whole song. We made it quiet. How quiet can it be? All the way down. This is ultra quiet. This is like whisper quiet. I mean, I'm talking right now, and this is how loud the amp is. It's kind of almost not worth having the amp on at that level. Consider that the Iron Man 2 by itself is $8.99, by the way. Please consider that. That's a good level for living room practice. Come on, we're there. That's it. There's any more. There's two inputs. There's how loud it is and how cranky or round it is. You can make it quieter, which we've done. There isn't an effects loop or anything. You can go line out, and then you need a speaker simulator. Oh, what I was going to say earlier. When I opened up the tubes in the back, I could see the build quality of what Boutique Amps Distribution does. And it's tough to describe, but the Tolexing itself is so ultra tightly wound and done and so precisely glued. You can feel the difference between a Boutique Amps Distribution amp, when you really look at everything and feel it, and other brands. You can, even boutique brands, like higher end brands, you can absolutely feel the difference. I've seen the ladies and the gentlemen doing the Tolexing, and they are masters of their craft. So yeah, you pay for all of that stuff. You pay for the custom options that you can get. Now, a lot of the boutique amps brands don't have corners, which, okay, might say this is for the bedroom guy, this is for the living room guy, that's for the guy with a little bit of money, because they don't like the look. Now, on an amp like this, do you need the corners? I think on a big-ass Friedman, I do. Here, I can live without them. This setup is going to set you back a bit, but it is going to be a phenomenally beautiful tool to have in your living room with your board and just play and practice at your heart's delight in phenomenally good sounds. Sounds that give you that power amp edge of breakup, that power amp squish without being ridiculously squishy like the Achilles, for example. Recording as a recording tool, not for metal. I know Ola's going to be, does it chug? Well, can it chug? I don't know. You don't get this if you want to chug. There's a lot of sounds in there with the two knobs and a couple pedals. Is it going to be the amp for you? Given the price point, it might not. If you want the Tone King amazing clean at higher levels, no, it's not going to do it. If you want the sparkling clean, it can do it, but the levels will be rather tame. And for recording, great, not for band stuff. In the band, it will always be a little bit fizzly, cranky, drivey, because you're pushing a 5-watt amp. So don't push physics. I am happy to have made this video so I can keep it and keep it here in the room and present it to you on a regular basis. I don't regret that at all. Price point wise, again, I'm going to say it, I can't make the decision for you. I can't say, oh, it's, it's a bargain. It isn't. It's a little 5-watt amp with 2 knobs for over $1,000. I'm not saying that's bad, but it definitely isn't a bargain. It is a bargain for a Tone King, though. And that's what you gotta, You make the choice. I link below, you choose. I put animals at the end, and that's what we do here.